Hey everyone, welcome back. I'm in week 15 of my Master of Social Work program at Aurora University. Don't mind the background, it's just Aurora University because I didn't know what else to put. But it's been an intensive, rewarding, and honestly eye-opening semester. I currently did 2 quarters during the summer, so I already finished 2 sets of classes and I actually start my internship soon. But today I just wanted to share a quick update of how I'm doing and then get into something really important. What I wish I knew before starting my Master of Social Work. I'm going to break down not just life advice, but also course content, the theories, skills, lessons that hit harder than I expected. If you're considering a Master of Social Work or already in one, this will give you the real picture. So first, let's get into the update. I'm proud to say I got all A's this semester again in both of my courses. That's not just me bragging, that's me being real about the grind. Between readings, group projects, discussion boards, essays, and late nights, it wasn't easy. But the discipline and time blocking worked. I did time blocking in my last episode. It worked. Discipline, just doing it. Putting it on the calendar and just doing it. Big news this Friday, I officially start my internship. I'll be doing IM+CANS assessments, which stands for Illinois Medicaid Comprehensive Assessment of Needs and Strengths. Basically, it's a standardized tool Illinois uses for mental health assessments to figure out what services a client qualifies for. It's the backbone of Medicaid mental health services. On top of that, I'll be getting trained in neurofeedback therapy. That's using EEG brainwave technology to help people with ADHD, anxiety, PTSD, and even sleep issues. It's cutting edge, and honestly, I didn't expect to be doing this type of clinical work so early on in my journey. So I'll definitely be keeping you updated on how that goes. It's really cool. It's like real-time brain monitoring of their brain activity. You do an initial brain mapping, and then you'll create a protocol, and then it gives you real-time feedback. So as you're watching the video, playing the game, and you're not focusing or whatever, the screen will dim or turn down, or it's that real life feedback that I feel like we need, and it's going to be a great modality that I'm excited to use with my clients and myself as well. So first, the reading load is no joke. Before this program, I thought I read fast, I'll be fine. But nah, each week I was hit with hundreds of pages. In human behavior of social environment alone, we were studying ecological systems theory, lifespan development, and how trauma impacts people across generations, which is honestly great for the work that I do, it being trauma-informed therapy. You can't read every single word. I wish I knew that earlier. What matters is knowing how to skim strategically. Read abstracts, scan headings, pull main points, and connect theory to practice. You need to make sure you're learning the concept, not reading every single bit. For example, when we covered the ecological systems theory, I didn't need to memorize every scholar who expanded on it or added to the idea. I just needed to understand how micro, meso, and macro systems affect a client. Also, I learned that theories actually show up everywhere. At first, I rolled my eyes at theories, but in social work practice, we did role plays where you literally have to use things like motivational interviewing or cognitive behavioral therapy skills. I remember doing an exercise where the client was resistant. Instead of telling them what to do, I used motivational interviewing, asking open-ended questions, affirmations, reflective listening, and summaries. It felt awkward at first, but I realized this is what real-life therapy looks like. The things that we're doing in social work is preparing us for real-life therapy, and it's only 2 years, so it's going to be a little more intensive. I wish I knew to take these role plays seriously from the jump because it's practice for what's coming in after grad. Next thing I learned that self-care is not optional. We all hear self-care and think bubble baths and Netflix. In Foundations of Social Work, professors drilled this in. But I didn't understand why until I was 8 weeks in, running on 5 hours of sleep, trying to write a 12-page paper while still showing up for clients at work. Real self-care is building systems, time blocking your day, setting boundaries with your schedule, going to the gym, eating right, journaling. I wish I had taken it seriously sooner. If you don't, compassion fatigue and burnout hits fast. Social work is an emotional labor. If you don't recharge, you can't serve anybody. And that's something I learned because I'm a very compassionate individual. I love what I do so much, I wouldn't replace it for the world. But at the end of the day, I can't take these problems home. When I go home, I need to leave work at work. And now I'm at home, and that's something I had to learn. Next is policy and research are more important than you think. When I saw social welfare policy and services, I thought boring. But policy isn't just about history. It determines who gets help and how. Example, we studied the Social Security Act and Medicaid. That directly connects to my internship with IM+CANS. Why? Because Medicaid is what funds the services I'll be assessing for. If I don't understand the policy, I don't understand the system I'm working in. I work with clients who majority have Medicaid, so it's great that I have this opportunity. Same with research methods. At first, statistics and study designs made me want to zone out, but then I realized evidence-based practices is the language of funding, grants, and clinical approval. For example, CBT, DBT, EMDR, these interventions are considered gold standard because research backed them. If I don't know how to read and critique research, I can't justify what treatment a client needs. The next thing that I learned is time management will make or break you. Honestly, balancing internship, 12 plus hours of coursework, and work forced me to time blocking. If you don't manage your calendar manages you. And don't let your calendar manage you. So like what I did, even before I even know how my schedule was going to be, I block out times. I'm not working past 7 p.m. I'm not. I'm going to do my notes every day at 7 p.m. And that's my time after that. I start my internship at 8 a.m. I'm not working past 11 hours a day. I'm not working Friday mornings. I'm time blocking those. I'm setting boundaries. And I got to. Because I can't serve you if I can't serve myself. You need a clinician, a therapist who is mentally healthy, who has rest, and who's equipped to be able to serve you. I'm not equipped to be able to serve you if I don't got rest. So I got to be selfish to be selfless, and that's something you got to learn in social work. Another thing is imposter syndrome is real. Walking into my first class hearing terms like DSM-5, systems theories, intersectionality, and trauma-informed care, I felt like, do I even belong here? But what I realized is that everybody feels like that. Nobody starts with all the answers, and the program helps you. You know, the foundation lays the philosophy. HBSE gives me theory. Practice 1 teaches basic skills. Policy and research gives you context. So every single class that I've taken this far has already helped me in what I'm doing in my day by day. And what I do now is remind myself, like, I don't need to know everything. I just need to learn consistently. Growth compounds week after week of you learning it and utilizing it. You have to utilize what you learn. Just because you learn it don't mean, it's why sometimes we go to therapy. We might know what to do, but sometimes we need somebody to tell us these things, and to remind us of what we already know. So that's what I wish I knew before starting my Master of Social Work. The reading is heavy, the theory is deeper, and you think self-care is a non-negotiable. And policy research matters way more than they seem, but the flip side is you grow faster than you expect. I went from being nervous about grad school to finishing my first semester with all A's and walking into an internship doing real clinical work like IM+CANS assessment and neurofeedback. If you're thinking about grad school, I hope this gives you a real look on what you're expecting. And if you're already in, comment below, what do you wish you would have known before starting your Master of Social Work? Make sure to like, subscribe, and I'll see y'all in week 16 when I share how my first week of internship goes. So without further ado, we out. I'm gonna bring it back. Jamie, you. That was cringe. I ain't gonna lie. That was kind of horrible. Let me redo that actually. Jamie, you. Okay, I don't know. Why did I add that? All right, I'm just doing some. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. Love y'all.